please check out the Night Dreams Talk Radio website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Also, if you want to keep our show free of advertising, just hit the donate button. Give a buck or two. Remember, all prior shows are always free to listen to. We at Night Dreams Talk Radio thank you for your support. Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Well, last year, Oregonians made 110 reports to the National UFO Reporting Center, and that was in 2019, which is up from 2018. But it's more than 100 reports out of Idaho last year. Now, Oregon followed a worldwide upward trend in sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena, as the U.S. military now terms these reports UAPs. In 2018, the center received 95 reports from Oregon and 160 from Washington. Also in the news, there's been strange lights in a UFO filmed over Louisiana, and that was on January 5th. Now, the witness says he stepped out almost directly above me were multiple flashing lights, 5 to 7 or more. No sound whatsoever, no definition other than an orb shape while it flashed. Now, when there was no flash, there was no object. The flash of white light occurred to the left and the right of the orb, nothing above or below. They appeared to be moving in a west to southwest direction. I immediately ran back in the house to grab my camera. Also in the news, astronomers have discovered a source of a mysterious radio signals. Now, some scientists believe that these radio bursts appear due to the explosion of cosmic bodies, while another part of is confident that they can be signals from aliens. As it turned out, the signals came from a spiral galaxy, which is similar to our Milky Way, and the structure is 500 million light years away from Earth. Experts have found the source of the signal, but do not know the nature. Research is ongoing. Now, Australia and these brutal brush fires. In Australia, it's still burning. The worst is yet to come. 24 people are dead. 500 million animals are dead. 8,000 koalas are dead. Over 5.5 million acres have burned. The size of Belgium. The country of Belgium has burned. The fire perimeter, more than 10,000 miles long, more than 1,400 homes have been destroyed, and thousands of other buildings and structures as well have been destroyed. Now, tonight, is what is called the Wolf Moon. It's a lunar eclipse, and it will be visible tonight. Now, depending on where you're at in the world, a phenomenal lunar eclipse will be visible over the next few hours. Next news break, top of the hour.
From our compound, from the West Coast to the East Coast to worldwide, both on the internet and terrestrial radio, you're listening to Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark.
And here I am. It's a Friday. Here it is, 7:03 Pacific West Coast time. We're just waiting for our guest. We'll be on in about maybe 2 minutes. Kelly Eyer. We're going to be talking cryptids tonight, Black Eyed Children, and more. So you maybe want to stay tuned and tell you if you got friends who are into cryptids, and if you want to hear about Black Eyed Children and stuff like that, you might want to tell them to go to www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. That's the easiest way to find us live. When you come on the website, you hit the player or listen now, and when we're live, it's live. And also, you can listen to all the past shows. There's like 650 hours of past shows you can listen to. Well, at this time, still for free. Now, that might change here in the next month. We still need some donations to help pay for the bandwidth. And again, you can also go to the website, hit the donation button, and, it's a secure way to pay through PayPal. But, if you make a donation, $1 or $2, that would be a help. If you make a $20 donation, I'll send you a great book in the paranormal. It could be on anything from cryptids to UFOs, and I'll send that to you, and you don't even have to pay the shipping. I'll even cover that. But, like doing any show, I can say we do encounter some expenses. So every January we have a live a donation period. I got people calling in right now, and I think they're calling in on the wrong line. Oh, boy. Our guest is calling on the wrong line. So, hey, James, if I disconnect you, you're going to have to call back in the other line, okay?
Okay.
Okay, who do we have here?
This is Kelly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're calling on the wrong line.
Shoot, I am so sorry.
I had. Do you know the number to call on the other one?
Yeah, I can do that. I was just trying to do it off of Skype, and I'm kind of new with this, so
it's no big deal. I'll be waiting for you on the other line.
All right, I'll call you back on the phone.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, well, let's see if we get James back here. I hate Skype sometimes. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Well, it's not letting me go back out of it. Okay. So, James, you need to call back on the other line. Okay? The line you were just normally calling on. So, okay. So, anyway, we're waiting for Kelly to call on the right line, and then we'll get him on the show. But anyway, it's going to be interesting here tonight, talking about cryptids and Black Eyed Children. That's only been popular for like the last 20 years. Before that, there was really no talking or sightings about Black Eyed Children or anything like that. So, James, where are you? You're not calling back. So anyway, okay, yeah, we got our guests anyway. Okay, is this Kelly? Let's see. Okay, is this Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for my co-host to call back. That's what I hate about Skype. I got all these different Skype numbers, and when I hit the wrong one, guess what? It takes all of them out.
Yeah, and I just got a Skype account, so...
It takes a while, that to actually figure out Skype. I'm still trying to figure it out after 2 years, and every time I get it figured out, they do some type of upgrade, and then that's the end of it.
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah, I mean, literally just new laptop, just moved back from Mac to regular computer, I suppose you would say.
Okay, well, why don't you tell everybody, who you are and what got you into the cryptids?
Well, my name is Kelly Eyer, and I've actually been into the weird for ages. Okay, not ages. Let's just say like late 80s through the 90s. I never really was a sleeper, so I basically stayed up at night. Like, I can actually remember the days of George Norrie doing Nighthawk out of St. Louis and listening to Art Bell all night.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, yeah. I was a very insomniac of a kid back in the 90s, so he kept me up all night, and at least he kept me entertained.
Well, yeah. Well, that's one thing Art did have. It is great guests, great topics. They'd be talking about cryptids or UFOs or conspiracies. Art was a friend of mine. And, I was retired. And 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, Art called me up out of the blue, and he said, "Are you going to get back on radio?" I said, "No, I'm retired." And, somehow here I am again.
Yeah, I suppose you never really get out of it, do you?
I thought I was out of it, but, it took a while, to get back into the swing of it. After being out of radio for like 10 years, it's like starting over again. Because when I was in commercial radio, I didn't have, I knew virtually, my wife works for a major computer company, and she runs a service center. I, myself, was totally computer illiterate 2 years ago. And I had to learn pretty much everything on my own. But, trying to do a talk show nowadays compared to when I was working in a radio station and doing everything on the internet and then feeding out to the radio stations was a total nightmare.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, my wife is quite a bit younger than I am, but she's, her job entails her to be attached to a computer all day, so she knows how to run all this stuff and everything. So I have her to thank for a lot of the help in this. But I've always been interested in like just weird stories. And growing up in southwestern Illinois, you kind of get like a lot of these nuggets of weird, interesting creatures, monsters, UFOs, ghosts, and especially now where I live now, which is basically I live right next to the oldest established European city in the United States, which is St. Augustine, Florida. And it is chock full of stories. You can just go downtown and talk to anybody who has any name of history, and they'll start telling you about the history, but then they'll start telling you about the little nuggets of the really interesting stories. Unfortunately, no Black Eyed Kid stories from there. So.
Oh, wow. Now, Black Eyed Children, what got you into that?
Honestly, it really wasn't the story itself. It was just like, you kind of know like how, like, let's say UFOs and ghosts and cryptids, they kind of like, they have like a year where they're just like slamming and slamming and slamming, and then they slow down, but they never completely stop.
Interesting.
From what I've been reading, I have not seen a Black Eyed Kid story since, let's say, 2012. And I say 2012 because somebody released a movie about them. Wasn't a